That was the impetus, the spirit behind informed.now, which is a desire to, create a news source, an information source that isn't trying to manipulate you. Conversation of current affairs is no longer welcome because we can no longer handle it. This isn't something that, exists innately. It's been manufactured by the news ecosystem that strives to agonize us against the other side and further reassure us into our own echo chamber. And that's happened with social media, but also with traditional legacy news media for so long now that all the infrastructure that carries information, all like the information plumbing of the United States is designed to drive us further and further apart from each other. Yeah, I mean, the most important is we're doing something so obvious that people sort of also forgotten can be done and should be done, which is we look at primary sources. So something north of 80% of our news coverage comes directly from primary sources, meaning these aren't, journalists that are telling stories of how to feel, how to think, and we're trying to then triangulate and de-noise, de-bias, and de-storytell those news. So what does that mean literally? It can be central banks, governments, public companies, various official organizations, folks that are actually publishing the information firsthand instead of people that are retelling that story in big media. So a very tangible example of that is when unemployment numbers change or are published, when census numbers, when inflation numbers, when things of that nature, that scale are published, they're published by very specific bureaus in the United States. It's either the Federal Reserve or it is Census Bureau, Bureau of Economic Analysis, Bureau of Labor Statistics. These are the prime sort of publishers of this information. They're just another storyteller around it. We go directly to the source, right? And we have our own proprietary hooks and connections with the universe of primary sources across the world, official sources, governments, central banks, agencies of that nature. And that's where we collect information. So we send SMS updates, like our specific niche and our category that we're pioneering and leading is news by SMS. So this isn't the same thing as having, an app or a web feed or some sort of an RSS where it's just a constant stream of information that's being scraped from the internet. We do a lot of those types of motions of reading in an automated way as well, a huge amount of information. But ultimately, our service comes through in the responsibility that we take for the content, right? So we always have a human expert research team that's looking at everything, all the information. And when we publish it through SMS, we send you one SMS per day in the morning. And we're not going to keep bombarding you with updates, information, etc., until the next morning. Now, it may sound like very minimal, purposefully, but because we send it every single morning, it becomes more of a habit. It's not something that you're catching up to, like doing 3 hours of research, etc. Because it becomes part of your day each morning, you actually wind up being a lot of information on an ongoing basis. Significance comes down to two things. It's how much does this event or action change the lives of how many people? What are breaking that down further? We're looking at scales and differences in sort of events at the scales of millions of people. We're not looking at local accidents, right? If there's a car crash in Minnesota, it's a tragic thing, but you're not going to hear that from us. We don't focus on local, kind of hyper-local situations. So we're looking at the scales of hundreds of thousands and millions of people affected. And affected how? Or what needs to be changing their life? It's typically changes in freedom, in security, in optionality, in peace, in stress levels, in culture, and in healthcare. I think the amount of creative storytelling that has fully absorbed news by now is really unfortunate, which is why we're building what we're building, is for folks to make up their own mind without being told, hey, this is a terrible thing or this is a great thing.